Presenting Tate.
I'll try calling him.
Why not?
Doot. Ah. Whoa. I hear something. Is this Mr. Andrew Tate?
It is, sir. I'm trying to sort my camera out. One second.
Yeah, sure. You want to call me back when you got it sorted? No rush. No problem.
I should. This hopefully should fix it. 1 second.
All right. Butter bar. This is some great dead air. Worth every penny.
Oh, settle down.
That's
your time to go take a piss. You go take a piss and, I don't know.
And kill yourself.
Here he is. That's a little much. See, there you go.
There you go. Here you go. Turn on your video. Hey, what's up, man? Let me pull up your video on my end so everyone can see your handsome face.
Cool. Let me.
Can he see us?
No, we don't do video just as a bandwidth thing. But you're coming through great.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
We recorded.
Right. Can you hear me a little bit better with these?
I think so. Yeah. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
It's the internet handshake. You have to ask if you can hear each other. Okay. How are you doing, my brother? Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm surviving. You know how it is, trying to stay alive out here in this crazy imaginary virus.
Yeah, it is. We're running from yet again for the, I don't know how manyth time in my lifetime, we are all cowering in fear of everyone's imagination.
That's pretty much it, man. I've slowly come to the realization that the virus is not real.
Not real at all.
That conclusion.
Really?
So I believe there is a virus, and I believe it's out there. I just don't believe it's deadly, and I think they're manipulating the numbers of people who died. That's already been proven. They're saying people died of COVID when they died of other things, and it's basically just a common cold coupled up with a power grab. That's what I believe.
But
by the way, hold on. You're talking to Sean. Yeah. Sean, I got to introduce you.
Hello,
you're talking
Andrew.
to Sean, the audio engineer. He is as attractive as you. Unlike me, I am more fat and ugly, but Sean is a very attractive man. So maybe you guys could bond over that. Sean, you were saying.
Oh, I was saying, well, I'm sure I can't fight like him.
Well, no one can. That's why he's the man. What were you saying?
Well, I'm saying, they've basically shut the whole world down. So what?
Yeah.
Imaginary. It's a stretch for me to go there. Where is it a giant worldwide conspiracy to shut all the economies down? To just explain on that.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be as big of a conspiracy as you think. I think you just need to realize that I don't believe there really is such a big shadowy cabal that sit and meet and make all these plans, etc. But I do understand that the people who are really in charge of the world, economies, don't bother them. Economies are for poor people. Like, if you're really in charge of the world, you don't need money. You control everything. You print money on demand. You have all the food and water and air. People are always going to come back to you. You can print unlimited money. What you're always looking for is more control and more power. So if there's a move you can make that's going to give you more power at the expense of an economy, you don't give a shit because you're above economies. You control economies. You create money from thin air anyway. So I think that there is a lot going on that they're not telling us. Absolutely. I think the virus is not deadly at all. I think it's just a common cold. I think that the more and more we see that the numbers are manipulated in regards to deaths and those kinds of things, it's just fishy. It's definitely not 5G. There definitely is a virus, but I just think the whole
no on 5G.
No, fuck 5G.
Okay, good.
5G is great.
No on 5G.
No, I agree with you. I've been pretty vocal about that. As soon as the lockdown started, I thought, oh, well, that's... I don't care about the virus anymore at all. I care about the tyranny part only.
Yeah, I think it's just an enormous stretch.
But people like okay, do you listen to top 40 music?
Me? No.
Sean, do you?
Never,
right?
No, generally
it sucks, right?
Yeah, well,
people collectively got together and said that music is good. So if you want to know what people can collectively decide is the right course of action to do, just go look at everything that's popular and realize how much you hate it. Say like, oh, these people have no fucking idea what they're doing.
Well,
they're just terrified. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the virus. Wait, how is it? Are you in lockdown in Romania?
Yeah, so Romania's got strict lockdown, so we can't go out the house without paperwork. You have to have paperwork saying where you're going. There's an army on the streets. And it's crazy.
Are you locked up with a bunch of chicks over there?
Just goes out and just forges their paperwork and pays bribes. You can bribe your way out of it because it's just corrupt. It's just stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
Well,
one's dying.
You can always bribe your way out of any. That's the world over.
Yeah. Are you
The
locked
rules
up?
don't apply to certain people for sure.
Are you locked down with a bunch of chicks over there, like Kim Jong-un and his 2,000 lady pleasure squad?
Slightly less than 2,000, slightly less, but I'm all right.
Slightly less than 2,000. Your Instagram is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up right now so Sean can see. There's one of your cars that I don't know. I don't know what they are, but they look awesome. And you've got hot chicks all over the place.
I've got two Instagrams. I've got Cobra Tate at Cobra Tate.
Yeah.
And I've also got one at Tate Limited, Tate Ltd.
Yeah.
And Tate Limited is more girls, and Cobra Tate is me trying to behave a little bit. Okay. Trying.
Tate, say it again. Tate Ltd. I'm going to type it in right now.
You can see. And that's me behaving a little bit less.
Tate Ltd. Oh, my. How did you get so lucky?
Well, I don't know. Is it luck?
No, I don't know.
No. Look at this. Oh. Yeah.
No, it's not luck.
No, it's not luck. I was in the industry, so I don't know if you guys know, but for a while I ran a webcam company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of on the money side of it all. So that was just a bonus. Having the chicks around was kind of a bonus, but I was really in it for the money.
How was running the webcam company? I've heard of that, but what was your experience like? How the hell did you get into that?
Yeah, it's a really long story. I was kickboxer, I was world champion, but kickboxing is not like boxing, so I had some money, but not a lot of money.
Yeah,
right.
I lost a bunch of money in the casino. I was broke. I was sitting around thinking, I need to make some money. How can I make money? And I was literally sitting there just thinking, how can I make money? I can't think of anything to do. My next fight's 3 months away, blah, blah, blah. And I started writing down all the assets I had. I thought, well, let me write down the assets I have and let me see where my position is. And when I was writing things down, like I wrote down that, bunch of crap, my car, I can fight, blah, blah. And then I wrote down, I had like 8 girlfriends, and I had all these girls from all around the world where I'd travel and I'd fight and I'd fuck a ring girl and I'd just keep her as my girlfriend. And they all thought I was some big millionaire. So all these chicks were like around the world, and they thought, I'm in love with the world champion. He's in London one day. He's going to fly me to London, and we're going to be together and all this. They all thought I was rich. Really, I was broke in a shared apartment.
Well, you got that accent too, so you sound like a prince, right? This guy's living.
I've got it. Yeah, I've got the vibe.
Yeah,
I can play rich. I can play the game. So anyway, so I thought, you know what? I thought, well, what can I do with the girls? Like, I'm not going to put them on the track. I'm not, gorilla pimping. I can't open a strip club because that takes too much money. And then I kind of while I was looking up things, I kind of discovered this webcam thing, and I didn't know it was even real. I couldn't believe it was real. And I thought, okay, girls sit on webcam, talks to guys. Because I was trying to look for a chat line.
He just tripped, fell, and landed in money. He wasn't even looking for it.
Why didn't you think it was real? What year was this? And why didn't you think it was real?
Yeah, so this is about 5-6 years ago. So the webcam thing was quite new.
Yeah.
And to me, before I was in the industry, the idea of a man paying money to sit and talk to a girl on webcam when porn is free was alien to me.
Yeah.
I was just like, why would they do that? Now that I've been in the industry for a while, I understand it a lot more. And I understand it's about the personal interaction, it's about the friendships, and they really like the girl as a person and da-da-da.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like...
Exactly, and da-da-da. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I was trying to start a chat line, and then I ended up flying 6 girls in on the same day, sat them all down at a table. This is a true story. They were all like, who the fuck's this bitch? They didn't know about each other. I just sat there and said, look, here's the plan. You're all going to come live with me, and we're going to run a cam company. Da-da-da. And then 4 of them got back on planes and blocked me and never spoke to me again. 2 stayed.
Sure.
And that was kind of the beginning of the cam company. And within 3 or 4 years, I was turning over a couple $1 million a year and made money. That was it.
What, was this all in the same house? All these chicks doing cam shit all day for you?
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of the story's never ending. So it's like a tapestry. I can go on forever. So we started.
Oh no, Andrew, please do. This is like you're describing it. If it was your life instead of the 72 virgin things, I'd be flying planes into the World Trade Center right now. This is a fantasy you're describing.
It sounds better than it is. Like everything.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me get the violin.
Yeah, it sounds cooler than it is, like everything in life, because I think the reason I was so successful is I was not blinded by the pussy. I was really, truly, I wanted money. I needed money.
Yeah.
I was about the money. So these 2 girls stayed. We were staying in a shared apartment. They both stayed in my bed. I fucked them both. That lasted for about 3 weeks till one of them, they got in an argument with each other. One of them ran away. But I found a replacement pretty quickly because then I just started saying, okay, well now I need to date girls to get girls to work for me. So I'm not trying to get girls for love. I need them to work. But then I also worked out it was much easier to get them to work if they loved me.
Yeah.
So I kind of became like, like James Bond, like get them to love me and shit, and then be like, okay, well, you can quit your job and work for me, baby. And that's kind of how it went. And I built a little bit of an empire in England. And then what happened was, I think it's the first time I'm going to say this public, so this is a world exclusive for your podcast. So one girl, I had at my peak, I had a lot of girls. I ended up trying to go official with it and get like a management structure and stuff, and that was a huge mistake.
You tried to get the girls on MLM structures. We're gonna
and it didn't work at all.
We're gonna do affiliate scam them.
Well,
it's not enough to fuck them. You gotta fuck their you gotta fuck their money too, right?
And sometimes every company has to downsize. You've got to you got to trim some fat and tighten up where you can.
Did you have a reward system like banana stickers?
I had all that shit. Yeah. So basically, what I tried to do is I learned the hard way that it's better to have special forces than have an army. But I tried to have an army. So like I'd put any bitch on. I don't care if you're a pig. I don't give a fuck. Any girl who said they'll do it, they'll do it. So I got to the point where I had 4 premises, 75 girls, all working on cam.
Just by the odds.
Just numbers. But the problem is when I started the business, I was because the basic structure was the girls would make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
I'd keep all the money and give them a little bit. That was the basic structure. So I could do that. I could do that
business strategy.
That's the business.
How much would you give them? Can you give us an idea of like how much money you were pulling on? Because I've seen you tweet shit about guys sending your girls like $1,000, $5,000 in cash just as a one-off. And I know how desperate guys are. Like what kind of turnover were you talking? And what kind of percentage would you give the girls?
Okay, so my best girl would do about $40,000 a month.
Oh my God!
Sean, we're in the wrong gender. Maybe.
And how much?
Is it 14 or 40? 40.
40.
Oh, Christ.
Jesus.
And I'd give her $1,000 a week. I'd give her
$1,000. Okay, so that's generous. I mean, that's
so she gets $1,000 a week. She gets free rent. She ain't got to worry about nothing. If I travel or we travel, I pay for everything, whatever. But $36,000 a month, I'm keeping.
Wow. And that was your best girl. What was your worst?
Well, bro, I had some zero girls. Don't worry about that. I had plenty of zero girls. But an average girl will do maybe $9,000 or $10,000 a month. An average girl.
God damn, dude, that's incredible. So they're all on OnlyFans right now. Turning over
I've got girls on OnlyFans right now still.
Man, if I was him, I would just quit fighting altogether and just get like as fat as possible and just sit on the couch and just have these women feed me grapes and
you look like hedonism bot.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you stay so fit?
I did quit fighting. I did retire from fighting.
Is that right? Because you're a young guy. You're still fighting age.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, so I was about 27, and I thought, you know what? I've got 4 world titles, and you know what? If I give up fighting and focus 100% on this can make me very, very wealthy. I retired from fighting. I came back this year, and I just fought and won. But I took a 3.5-year gap from fighting. I retired, almost 4.5-year gap, to focus on getting girls to work on webcam. So it was like the focus of my life. That's all I did.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. You said the 2 girls were sleeping in your bed. Logistically, how did you work that out? Were you in the middle? Did you make one sleep on the foot of the bed like a dog? How did you logistically figure that? Do you have a larger than average bed? I mean, because it sounds hard.
So even when sometimes this still happens in my horrible life, and I'm in the middle. But there's the problem with it is this: I've had to learn to sleep on my back because I used to sleep on my side.
Yeah.
But what would happen is there's always arguments because whichever girl you face, the one who's not getting faced, the next morning would be pissy.
Competition, man.
Yep. This is a great conversation.
So you have to sleep on your back and kind of like be neutral, So I had to learn to sleep on my back. And then also, it's really hot in between 2 girls. I don't know why. It gets very, very hot very quick. And then you can't move the covers because the covers
2
are on
comforters. How did you solve that?
What could you do? You just, open the window and just try and come enough to sleep. It just is what it is. But you have to struggle. It's not actually very comfortable. No,
give this a shot. It'll change your life. 2 comforters. Because the reason you get so cooked in the middle is that the one comforter goes everybody and it focuses all the body heat on you. 2 comforters, you throw one under one arm, throw a leg under the other one, you're set. You can regulate your body temperature just by sticking limbs inside.
See why I needed you a long time ago, bro. I was thinking if I do 2 covers, I'm gonna have problems, like, because I kept rolling over in my sleep. I'm gonna end up under one set of covers with one chick, and it's gonna be a headache. Because what I ended up doing is my basic philosophy for the cam business was just to become a completely unreasonable dictator. So, like, if I woke up in the morning and a girl had an attitude and she was giving me shit, I'd just start packing her stuff and throwing out the door.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have time
Sleep in the
for
yard.
any arguments.
Yeah.
You know, and that worked a lot, but the turnover of chicks was high. So I had always had chicks coming and going because they'd test me, and I
mostly
had to,
coming.
call their bluff. So, but yeah. So to carry on the story, the very short version is I had a girl when I tried the big business. It didn't work because the main way I motivated the girls was with attention and through love for me and not money. And when you have 75 girls, you can't do that. So you try and motivate them with money, and that doesn't work because then they think, well, why am I giving him a cut at all?
Yeah.
And then it gets a problem. And then even though there's a lot more to webcamming than you think, any girl can't just set up. There's a big technical side. There's a huge motivational side. There's a bunch of work I actually genuinely did. So I'd have girls who were making, let's say, $10,000 a month. And they were, and at the point when I had all those girls, they were keeping $7,000 a month of it. So they were getting a lot of it. They'd quit, leave, but without me to help them and set their shows up,
they couldn't do shit.
Aspect and also they'd make nothing. They'd make $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
So they and then they'd ask to come back, but I couldn't have them back because it looks bad in front of the other girls. So I had all these girls who were like self-sabotaging and all this crazy crap. So I cut it down to my 5 best girls, and I bought a new penthouse. And I thought, okay, my 5 best girls, my new penthouse, everything's going to be fine. And I spent loads of money on new computers, new setups. Everyone had their own set. Everything was beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, girls got in a fight one day when I wasn't in the house. I came in. You get a sixth sense for this. I could come in the house and I could like smell the girls have been fighting. I just walked in and be like, you just come in like, you see like a movie and the good guy knows the bad guy's around the corner.
It's like a dog when your dog goes through the trash and you come in and you see that look on the dog's face. You're like, I know you fucked up something. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I could smell there was a fight. Anyway, and 2 of the girls were really, really drunk. And one of the girls who was really, really drunk way too much and started throwing up. So when she started throwing up, I said, listen, clean up. What the fuck? And she was actually quite a cool person in general. She wasn't an idiot. She just drunk way too much. So I was like, clean up. She goes, I'm not cleaning up. We have a cleaner, blah, blah, blah. I said, the cleaner comes Monday. It's Friday night. Clean up your sick. Da, da, da. Anyway, she wouldn't listen to me. So I packed her stuff, threw it out the door. She left, fired her on the spot. The other 4 girls worked. Everything was okay. And then she started texting me saying, hey, you owe me my wages. And I said, I'm not going to pay you your wages because you threw up all over my house, so I'm not paying you. So there's all these texts, and let's go back and forth with me saying I'm not going to pay her. And then about 2.5 months later, 5 o'clock in the morning, my house was raided by police.
Oh, no.
She went to the police and said that I was forcing her to work on webcam.
Backstabbing.
Yeah. And they took all my computers, all my phones. They took everything. They put me in a cell for 48 hours while they searched the house. They released me on bail with all these charges. And then when they went through my phone and laptop, they found other stuff like dumb shit, like making a video while driving and all these stupid things, not paying taxes on a yard sale, garbage, 11 new charges. And basically I had to spend $250,000 on legal fees to stay out of jail. So that's kind of
they fucking backstab you. You let them live in your house, feed them, try to work on that, try to get their fucking businesses going, and then they turn around and backstab you because they don't know how good they had it. That's always how it is. They just get a wild hair up their ass.
What have we learned about entitlements?
Fuck women. That's what we've learned. But you're back. You got through that, and you're okay now?
Yeah, I got through it and everything, and that's the main reason I moved to Romania. Because everyone goes, why did you move to Romania? And I realized through my experience of the legal system that in the Western legal systems, whether England, America, any of them, if a girl says something, she needs 0 proof. She needs 0 evidence. All she needs to do is say it. And you
have to defend yourself.
Woman you've ever interacted with in your life ever can go to the police and say, he did this. Do you have any evidence? No. Do you have any proof? No. And they'll fuck your life up. They will come and they will arrest you and they'll put you on bail and they will search your stuff and go through your phone and go through your personal life and find new things to charge you with It's insanity. And I thought I can't live under this system anymore. So I had to move somewhere with common sense rules. So I moved. I had friends here, so I ended up here.
I like the way that sounds.
Story, yeah.
It's like it's in in America and probably England too. It also matters who they're accusing. Like a guy like you who just looks powerful that everybody's jealous of. That guys in the system who are part of the system would be jealous of. Instant belief. Like anything they can do to get a woman against you, they're for it.
Bro, you nailed it. You just nailed it. Because before this experience with the police, I thought the police were a non-partial, entity. But it turns out they're actually just a bunch of bitter, hate-filled loser dorks. Because legitimately, when they went through my phone and saw the girls and the parties and the Lambo, they literally thought this motherfucker's having too much fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much fucking fun.
Life. He must be guilty of something. And they started just trying to raise charges on me. It was unbelievable.
And they only need one. Like in an entire police station, you only need one of that guy who will make it his obsession to fuck with you and everything he can do it. It's exactly that. It's too much fun. I say it all the fucking time. Man, I've got so much. This is a real meeting of the minds, Sean. How did you? I want to know about your fight career, like your first fights and how you got into that, because that shit is just the mental part of getting into the ring for the first time, or letting everybody says, everybody's got a game plan until you get hit for the first time.
Yeah.
The mental component of that, I think, is always underrated, and I always want to know more about it. Like you can't get hit in the ring and then time out. I got to think about it. It's just a continuing onslaught of punishments from someone who wants to kill you.
Right.
And you've got to deal with...
say, don't panic.
Don't panic. And because if you panic, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. That's it. That's the end of your career.
Up
could you talk a little about that? Like your first fight and the mental aspect of the training that you also do. Like physically, obviously, you're a dominant powerhouse. When did you start?
Fighting's crazy, man. And I don't think normal people fight. I don't think any normal person fights. If you look at the best fighters in the world, they're all a bit kooky. I guess it's the word. Because I don't think it's a normal thing to want to do. And there's reasons why it's not normal. One, because of the risk involved. But two, it's actually a very shit career path.
Yeah.
Like the majority of fighters make no money. Like it's like being a model. You can name 4 or 5 supermodels, but the rest of them are complete nobodies, and you're never going to mention them, and then you're never going to know who they are. And there's a whole bunch of fighters who are better than the ones we know, but because they can't pull a crowd, they don't get the chance, because it's all about money at the end of the day. If you can't pull a crowd, it doesn't matter how good you are. So it's a real crap career path, and it's so much energy, and it's an entire lifestyle you give to something, which in 99% of cases is never going to reward you, financially at least.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I started it because when I was young, my father was a chess master. My father was a grandmaster of chess. So I was being bred and I was being raised to be a chess master. So when I was young.
Oh, that's interesting.
All I did was play chess for like 6 hours a day. So I was a chess player. And then when my mother and father split up when I was 10 and I moved to England with my mom, and I came to England and there was no chess scene. In America, there's chess in the schools and there's all this like sponsorship programs. You can go to university and college for free through chess, all this shit. But in England, there's no chess. No one cares. So I wasn't with my dad, so I lost my coach. So I thought, well, what can replace chess? And to me, fighting and chess are quite similar. It's a one-on-one sport. There's no luck involved. It takes a lot of effort. It's brutal one way or another. Yeah. And I just saw the similarities, and I thought, okay, well. Plus, another thing about it for me is I've always thought most sports are bullshit. Like, you put a ball in a net. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Personally, I've always hated the team aspect. Like, you're telling your story, and the part that I identify with is the discipline. At a young age, I think people maybe guys in their 20s and 30s just lack this discipline that has been ingrained in some kids and not others. Like my dad raised, when I was a kid, it was sports or nothing. You're practicing for hours every day. This is what you're doing, and I can't stand sports because I fucking hate team activities. Like I hate relying on people. I hate winning as a group. I like singular. I like to be my own. I like to reap all the rewards, and I like to rely only on myself. But it's the same discipline. It's the same level of discipline that I think people either live or die on. So it's funny to hear you say that. You kind of went the opposite way. Like you had a real mental discipline as a child, but it sounds like it turned into your fighting career. as an
Yeah,
adult.
it's the same, yeah, but to me, it's just hours a day I have to dedicate to something, and you take 100% responsibility for it. And like in chess, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how small the mistake. But if you lose at some point, you fucked up. At some point in the game, you made a mistake.
Right.
It's impossible. It's impossible to play a game perfectly. And fighting's the same. No matter how good you are, there are gaps and there are weaknesses, and you can get hit and you can get hurt. So I was just accustomed to it. And when I was kind of thinking of something to replace it, the idea of putting a ball in a net didn't appeal to me. Whereas I thought, if I learn to fight, at least I get to carry it around with me everywhere I go for the rest of my life. At least I always have it with me.
Always in your pocket.
Yeah.
Now, why kickboxing? Did you start, as opposed to, boxing, and MMA came later, right?
Well, that's a good question, because if I could do my career again, I probably would have done boxing, because I was exceptionally good at kickboxing and I never really made that much money. I mean, I was 4-time world champion. Yeah. And the most I ever made for a fight was like 40 grand, which is a lot, but if you're fighting twice a year, come on, dude,
no. It's a tough way. It's a tough way to make an okay living, right?
Yeah, very tough.
Is it still like that? 40 grand for a world champ fight? God, that seems so low.
Yeah. So this is kickboxing, because kickboxing is not boxing. Kickboxing is the underworld. Kickboxing is not regulated. Kickboxing is just for drug dealers in fucking Russia to launder money and look good in front of people. Kickboxing it's not like boxing, where there's a control board and all this crap and TV rights, and there's none of the big money in it. Yeah. So
Van Damme
I chose kickboxing because I basically Googled in my town. I Googled no rules fighting. I typed no rules fighting into Google. I was about 16, I remember. And this is like early days of even Google, because I'm an old man now, 33. But what come up was a gym called Storm Gym, and I went there, and it was 3 Bosnian men. That was it, at the whole gym. And one of them, my instructor, he said, "Can you fight?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I've done a bit of boxing." And he knocked me clean asleep on my first ever session. Yeah. And it wasn't even a fight gym. It was just these 3, Yugoslav war vets who used to just meet up and fight every day. It wasn't even like a traditional gym. It was just these dudes who'd fight. And I just started going there. And I ended up, I've had 6 cage fights. I won 4. I lost 1 on points, and 1 was I broke my hand in the first round. But at the time, MMA was quite new and kickboxing was quite new, and I was offered 2 contracts. One was an MMA contract, one was a kickboxing contract, and the kickboxing one paid more. So I followed the money. Yeah. So I could have gone MMA maybe, but I ended up doing kickboxing for a while, and then here's what it was. Discovered the cam thing and blah, 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 blah. And now I'm here in Romania with a bunch of other businesses. So
the cam thing's fucking great, because people, it's so obvious that you have this gift of pissing people off with everything that you do. You know what I mean?
Well, he's an easygoing guy. He's an easygoing guy.
Of fun too.
He makes it look too easy, I think, is part of the problem, because you can tell by just his posture. He's just kicked back. Like, it's like,
out.
Yeah, like, it takes work. But, you can also be kind of chill. And that really has got to fire people up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest way to annoy somebody is just to be very, very blasé about achievements. Like, $1 million, yeah. No, $1 million, that ain't much. Like, you can say that to people, though, it's going to piss them off, because we all know it is. It's the kind of thing all rich people, it's kind of something I realize all people with money do. They all, there's something very offensive rich people do. And they one of them, the first thing they say is that, oh, well, money isn't happiness. It's like, shut you have money.
Yes,
shut up.
it is. Yes.
Give it away then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they do that's ultra offensive to poor people. I think it's offensive to tell people who can't pay their bills that money isn't happiness.
No shit.
First thing. And the second thing, they go, oh, yeah, well, it's not that much money, or I'm not that rich. And I just think it's very offensive and annoying. And when I was broke, when rich people I knew used to do that, it pissed me off.
Sure.
So now that I have money, people are like, Andrew, you have 10 supercars. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess, but it's not.
What's your
that
favorite
many.
supercar?
It's hard to choose, man. It's like choosing your favorite woman. They're all a little bit different. It's hard. It's hard to pick. They're all good.
They're all bad in different ways. I understand.
Hell yeah. Some are more cantankerous.
Do you have like any really scary fight moments? I would love to, I used to box in college, just like in a parking lot, stupid stuff. Nowhere even near the level of anybody who seriously trains for it. So I love hearing about the experience in the ring from people who take it seriously, like yourself. Like, do you have any momentous, frightening moments or triumphant moments?
Yeah. So fighting as a whole is scary. Like the whole idea that It doesn't matter how good you are, how many times you fight, it's extremely scary.
That's what they all say.
It's a scary thing to do, and it controls your entire mind, because if you have a fight coming up, it's all you think about until the fight day. It controls it. You're blocking off huge sections of your life where you're concerned with one thing and one thing only: the training, the preparation, and winning this fight.
Yeah.
And I've seen 4 people die in the ring. I've badly hurt a guy, and he needed one of those big, those big metal face cages. Like, people get hurt. It's not a joke, especially when you go to Russia or Macedonia or Albania, these places to fight. They don't give a shit what happens to you. You're just circus. You're the circus, aren't you? You're the circus lion. So
ref's not jumping in that quick.
It is scary, and I've got a bunch of stories, but I think what's kind of coolest about my entire fight career is I just went to a bunch of places I would have never gone any other way, and I met a whole bunch of dodgy characters. Like, even my links here in Romania were made through fighting. I've been to Chechnya. And you're in Chechnya, you're around all the gangsters. Everyone's got AK-47s, and they're all doing cocaine, and there's hookers everywhere. And you've just won your fight, and you kind of look around. It's like, what the? I would never be here any other way. Because the one thing that bad guys like is fighters.
Yeah.
Bad guys like being the champion. So like,
why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
It's a mutual image, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a good image. I'm the big mobster, and I hang around with the big mean fighter, and they just go together.
And fighting, combat sports, it's the ultimate sport. It's like, really, it's like, I love boxing, and they call it the sweet science, and it is because it's a beautiful fucking thing. Like, when it's done well, and it's also as brutal as you can get.
It's just like improv comedy. It's a very beautiful thing when it's done well.
And it can be nasty when it goes wrong.
And it can be nasty then,
that's basically it. So I've had a whole bunch of stories, man. I've done some cool shit. I'm very happy with my career, but I can tell you some. I'll tell you a very quick one. I was in Macedonia for a tournament, and me and my friend, we were out one night, and we were talking to these 2 Macedonian chicks, and this little dude started running his mouth to my friend, and my friend, who's a fighter as well, threw him over a table. So they got in a fight, threw him over a table. Anyway, we left, and before he even got up, I grabbed my guy and we got the club. I said, "Look, bro, we're in Macedonia. We don't know who's who around here.
Can you stop fucking around?"
Let's just go home.
Yeah.
So we went home, we went to sleep. Anyway, next morning, I'm having my breakfast. These 2 dudes come over to me, and they said, "Oh, hello." I was like, "Hello." He goes, "We're here to kill your friend." And I swear to God, I'm eating my breakfast. I was like,
right this way.
I was like,
what did they look like? The guys who came to, like, were they big? I mean, bigger than you? Like, what kind of guys?
They were about my size, typical Russian, kind of stocky, exactly what you'd imagine, like, from a movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was eating my breakfast. I said, "What?" They said, and they were, what was actually scary about it is how calm they were and how much knowledge they knew. They were like, because they knew the whole situation. They go, "We've seen the camera. You did not do anything. It wasn't you. But your friend threw my cousin, and we are here to kill your friend. We know you 2 are together, so you need to tell us his room, or we're going to kill you 2. And I'm eating eggs. I'm just kind of like, well, I'll text him. So what
are you thinking at that time? Like, are you weighing your own life compared to your friends now? You're like, man, I got to make some hard decisions in the next couple seconds.
Yeah, it was weird because they were so calm. And one thing you do to learn a fighting is a poker face. So I was also trying my very best to be uninterested. Do you know what I mean? I was very much like,
sure.
Oh, I'll text him.
Yeah.
1 second.
Sure, guys, I'm reasonable too. Yeah, of course.
So I texted him, Kieran. He's like, "What?" I said, "There's 2 guys here said they're here to kill you." And he replies, "LOL." I'm like, "No, not LOL. There's these dudes who are here to kill you legit." So, and the owner of this tournament, the organizer of this tournament was a Dutch guy. And I know he was, I won't say his name, but he was hugely, man, this whole tournament was bullshit. He was moving cocaine from Albania to Holland. The whole tournament bullshit. Yeah. So he was connected big time with the Macedonians. So when he came down by coincidence, I said to him, I went over to him and said, "Look, these 2 dudes are here to kill Kieran because of what happened last night." And he called his Macedonian guy, and his Macedonian guy came, and they all sat around the table, and they had this big discussion in Macedonian. In the meantime, Kieran's worked out it's real and is sitting in his room, texting me every 3 minutes. "Are they still there? Are they still there?" They're going to shit himself. And I think they gave him like $8,000 or $9,000, and they left. But yeah,
reasonable.
That was the fight. That was my fight career. And then afterwards, Kieran was just like, "Oops." And we went out again the same night. But I went to a whole bunch of crazy places, and crazy things like that happened. That was almost more crazy than the fight career itself, because the fight career is just a whole bunch of hard work, a whole bunch of nervous nights, and then a whole bunch of violence, But the stuff that goes on around it is kind of cool.
I love that it's a front for laundering money. That it's entirely
well, it's
like it's all a big scam to move money around.
Who gives a shit about kickboxing?
I've no one. I mean, people aren't like lining up to. Everybody has so much room in their life for combat sports, and boxing and UFC and WWE are always gonna win out over kickboxing.
I like how you put WWE in that category.
Well, I mean, because I wanted
for entertainment, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I wanted to segue into. I don't think anything sums it up from Andrew other than this tweet, this bunch of tweets he wrote shitting on Star Wars, where you said like I don't like Star Wars. I forget how you said it, but it's like I fuck women. I don't like Star Wars.
People, the Star Wars thing started because people kept saying to me, I've never seen a Star Wars movie in my life.
Yeah, don't ever. They're dumb.
Yeah, okay. I imagine them to be dumb because what I already know about the on a planet far, far away, long time ago.
Yeah.
But there's humans. It's stupid. Why didn't they even put a costume on? They look like humans. It's bullshit.
And there's gay robots. That's all you need to know.
Every time I say I've never seen a Star Wars movie, people say to me, "Oh, you're missing out." And the point of I always reply, "Well, I'm a kickboxing world champion millionaire. You're missing out. I've done loads of shit you ain't done. Fuck you. I don't care about your movie." And I tweeted that and I upset the dorks and it went viral. The nerds came from.
Yeah, you really did.
The most dangerous fighters of all.
Yeah. What do you think about men these days? I want to talk about your approach to women because you're banging ring girls. You're making women fall in love with you is how you put it. I don't know. You're probably not aware with this, but there's a virgin contest in this show. I got a bunch of guys who listen to the show who are virgins and they want to lose their virginity, but they don't know how. And I've been trying to help them slowly but surely along their path to take what is rightfully theirs, what God put on this planet for them to enjoy.
Kickboxing is the answer.
Yeah. Less video game, less comic books, more pussy, more taking what you want. How do you approach women? Both in your personal life and your business life, although they seem kind of intertwined and
yeah, they are a bit intertwined, but there's a lot of things about women that everybody already knows, and there's a lot of stereotypes which are absolutely true. And women are, I believe that just as much as men are in competition with each other, women are in constant competition with each other. And what they want is they want a guy they can show off to other girls. They want a guy they can brag about. That's the basis of it. So if the more girls want you, the more girls are going to want you. And this is it's like a spiral, isn't it? So it's super easy at the top and it's super hard at the bottom.
It's a positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more girls, so me and Tristan, if we go to the club here in Romania, if we go to the club, we will bring 10 girls minimum. And we will do that because we'll end up with more girls because all the other girls in the club are like, well, these two dudes, all those hot chicks. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
And it's just the nature of females. They're inquisitive and they kind of like the idea of men that are in demand. This is just how it goes. So the more women you have, every guy knows that when you got a girlfriend, it's easy to cheat. And as soon as you're single, you can't find anything to fuck. It's just the way it is. This is the way the world works. You know?
So how can a regular guy do that? Other guys can't bring in world championship belts and supercars and cam whores. How does a regular guy put this in? Because I agree with you that it's not even making yourself look great to her. It's making her think that she could stack you up against her friends. That is even more valuable.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And there's a whole bunch of boring answers about, improve yourself as a person and self-development and all that crap.
Which is bullshit.
That's one side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's one side of it. But I think another side of it is you need to be uncompromising, and you need to be uncompromising in a very positive way. So I always say to people, I've never been in the friend zone in my life. And the reason I've never been in the friend zone in my life is because I'm very clear about my intentions. Mm-hmm. I think you're beautiful. Oh, well, we're friends. Well, no, we're not, because I think you're beautiful and I want to have sex with you. So are you coming on a date with me or not? Yeah. No? Okay, goodbye. And I think that a lot of the biggest mistakes guys make is they don't believe they can be affirmative as a man without coming across as an asshole or coming across as a jerk or coming across creepy. You can just be affirmative in who you are and be confident with who you are and be clear about your intentions, and you'll be fine. And I actually have there's a whole bunch of guys who come to me and I try and teach them about girls and stuff and that kind of thing. And I don't really consider myself a pickup artist as such. I don't try and get as many girls as possible. What I was always trying to do is get girls to fall completely head over heels in love with me. So I kind of feel like my expertise.
You text them things like "I'll buy you wings," stuff like that. So how do you get them to fall in love with you?
It's kind of like a gradual process.
Yeah.
So I kind of have some tests and some milestones.
So wait, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this before you say it, because you can please correct me. But a guy in high school, this guy who fucked a lot of chicks in high school because he was older than everybody, you know, and he looked like a man in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know how this came up. For some reason, I was talking to him in high school, and he's like, "Look, man, I was a real young kid." He goes, "Look, you just got to make them stop thinking about what you want. You've got to make them want it. Everything you do should be focused on driving them nuts, like getting that pussy going, so they want it, and just getting their circuits, like getting them in the red all the time." So that's what you need to do. Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with it. But my view on it is this: women are absolutely emotional, and what I've learned is it's better for a woman to even hate you than feel nothing. Because women live in an emotional world, and they want constant drama. Look at Keeping Up the Kardashians. Look at the shit they watch. Yeah. They want constant drama, and they want constant interaction and attention. So what I would always try my best to do is I'd try and make girls very, very happy, and then I'd try and piss them off as much as I possibly could. And the emotional roller coaster of it just made me such a entertaining individual that it was very hard to replace me. Because they'd say, "Oh, I want a normal guy," and then they'd get a normal guy, and like, "This is fucking
sucks.
boring.
Yeah,
this is boring." So so you could do anything you want to a woman except bore her. So I would literally do, I'd arrange dates and not turn up, or I'd accuse her of cheating with absolutely zero basis and start throwing her shit out the door for no reason, or I'd fuck her best friend, or anything to just make her furiously angry, because women are controlled by emotion. So if she's furiously angry at you, you are still the only man she's thinking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, like one way or another, and obviously there's a line. I'm not saying be a dickhead, but I'm saying you just need to understand that you need to always give a female an emotion, whether a positive one or a negative one. There's always clever and interesting ways to do it. I still do that now. So, one of my ex-girlfriends about 3 years ago, she's fucking smoking hot. She's on that Tate Limited page. There's me in a Lambo, and she's sitting next to me. She's got blonde hair, green eyes. I haven't spoken to her for about 2.5 years. So I text her today, and it's like, "What do you say after 2.5 years?" So my opening line was, I just messaged her and said, "I'm tired of you cheating on me." And she's like, "What?" I was like, I know you're talking to other men. We're supposed to be together forever. I'm tired of this." And she's like, you're fucking crazy. I haven't seen you in 2.5 years. You're crazy. But if I just stick to you're a bad girl, you're cheating, it's all your fault, you're the reason we broke up, she ends up getting so annoyed and pissed off, sending me these pages and pages of texts. But that's better than not messaging me at all. And before you know it, she's gonna get fucked again, because that's just how it goes. So I kind of like prod them all the time. That was kind of my tactic, you know.
It's like a gambler, like a gambling addict. The more they dump into the machine, the more they have to dump into the machine. Like, well, I texted this guy this giant thing, and he hasn't seen it my way yet. So I'm going to send him another 10 pages, re-explaining myself that what he needs to do is. Yeah, they do love that.
And that's another thing you can do with women is you attack their morality, because most women like the idea of being, even though we live in the modern world and women, you know, there's a lot of girls who say it's cool to be sluts and stuff. The reality is a lot of girls like to see themselves as a good girl.
Oh, yeah. So everything is a guy's fault. Everything they did is something a guy tricked them, some mean devil tricked them into doing.
Tricked them to go on webcam. So I'll just say, "Look, I thought you were," I'll say that kind of shit all the time. "Oh, I thought you were a serious girl, but it seems like you're not the kind of girl for a relationship. I can't believe you cheated on me." And she'll be like, "What the fuck? I haven't seen you in 2 years. What are you talking about?" But then she has to defend her morality as an individual now.
Sure.
So now she has to work. She's going to be trying very hard to convince me that she didn't cheat, and that, you know, even though I've just completely made it up, and I know it's just complete bullshit. But, you know, it's kind of like if someone's going to sit and talk to you long enough, you'll get your way. If she's going to keep texting me, she's going to get fucked. There's no other way about it. So.
There's a guy who called in last week. We got a lot of characters who call into the show. His name's Matt Fuckface, and he's been in the friend zone with this chick that he wants to bang, who's had a boyfriend this whole time, but it's some kind of like long distance shit. And last week he floated the "I want to be more than friends" thing with her. Obviously didn't work out, because it wasn't an offer it was an offer you can refuse. I'll put it that way. There's nothing fun about it. I think what you're saying is, if I can put it into real life terms, non-superstar terms, if he would have said something like, "How dare you lead me on all these months?"
He might have had a better shot.
He might have had a better shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Stick it on her. Just say, you know what? I would even do it from a different angle.
Go ahead.
I'd say something like, you know what? I think the way you act towards me is very unfair to your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she'd go, what do you mean? We're just friends. I go, nah, we're not just friends. I can tell by the way you talk to me sometimes. I don't think it's right. I thought you were a good person, but you know what? I can see what you're trying to do. I just want to let you know this friendship's over.
Yeah.
I'd be telling her she wants me when she doesn't. I'd be messing with her head so much. She'd be sitting there like, what the fuck, this motherfucker? Because if you perplex them, then you're interesting. You have to be interesting. Guys are not interesting to women. You have to imagine from the second you're 15, 16 and you're hot, you have some of the most successful rich men in the world blowing up your Instagram.
There are laws to prevent them from doing it. Yeah. That's how much.
And they still try. So the point is that men, even the most interesting out of there, the richest men, they're not interesting. So how do you become interesting as a man? Well, why is a video game interesting? Because there's a degree of difficulty to it. Mm-hmm. So all of my women are constantly saying, Andrew, you're crazy. And I am deliberately, obtusely, there's a part of me that just doesn't make sense. And that perplexity is what keeps them interested. So if I was a guy, I would have turned around to her and said, you know what? You have a long distance boyfriend. You shouldn't be hanging around with me. Nah, I don't like the way you talk. Some of the way you talked back, I tell, I think you're cheating on him. I don't like the way you do. I just accuse her of being a cheater and a bad person, tell her she wants me when she doesn't, and then just stop texting back mid-conversation, then call her at 2 a.m. and hang up quickly so she doesn't answer, and then she texts me the next day. Why did you call? And then I'll text her, don't text me. I didn't call you. I'll
don't at me, bitch.
Yeah, I call girls deliberately, and then when they text me, what did you want? I'll say, I didn't call you. And they'll send me the screenshot. Here it is, missed call.
That's not me.
Fake.
Why would you fake that? Why would you fake that call to me? Because you want my attention that badly?
Yeah. Just fuck with their head. So they're just like, what the fuck? And before you know it, they just suck dick. It's just kind of how it goes.
What do you think about that, Sean? You see these skills that men weren't born with. They need to hear.
Yeah.
Some men were. Because you do have to write this story in real time, like the Kardashians, all this drama shit that women are into. They have story writers that construct the perfect roller coaster of up and down and love and hate and anger and confusion. And you've got to write if you want any success with women, you have to write that in real time with them.
Yeah, you have to be interesting. So even like another lesson I have, because I've got CobraTate.com, and not to do a plug or anything, but on my website I have some coaching and I teach guys to get girls. So I had one guy who came to me and he says, I'm struggling to get girls. And one of my rules is I never tell girls what my job is, ever. And even now, I own a few different businesses, but all the girls who are with me have no idea how I actually make money.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't tell them my job is not because of the webcam thing. It's just because of the huge level of mystery it adds.
Yeah.
And two, it gives me absolute flexibility. So like if they come and they see I've got a little bit of money and they go, oh, what's your job? And I say, I'll tell you if we're together a while, I'll tell you. And they can't stand it. You know what a woman's like when you say, I will tell you something. Oh, I can't tell you. They can't.
Oh, they have to know. They have to know right away. It's crazy.
Yeah. And they'll be laying in bed and they go, are you a hitman? Like they start thinking you're an assassin or you're fucking Escobar and all this crazy stuff. And
anybody can do that. Any guy, I got to go do a thing. I can't tell you what it is.
He could leave the country for a while. Their imagination will run rampant.
I mean, the guys listening to this show could just say like, oh, I got to go do a thing. I can't tell you about it. And they're still going to wonder. Like, you don't have to be a James Bond, a Romanian British James Bond over here.
And that helps loads as well for your flexibility. So I've had girls where I fuck them and I'm bored of them, and it's like 10:30, whatever. I say, I gotta go to work. What work? Yeah, I gotta go to work. So I'm leaving.
I gotta go return some videotapes.
I told you I'd tell you, but I can't tell you. I've got to go to work. So you gonna stay here or you get an Uber? Well, I'll go home. All right, okay, there's an Uber, and I'll just stay home and do nothing. So I'll just say I'll go to work. That's one more trick, I guess. Because let's talk about money and girls quickly. Because people think when you have loads of money, you get girls, and that's part true, but it's not entirely true.
Yeah.
The only thing money gives you is it gives you the spontaneity that you can turn up on. Like if I have a bitch in California, I can go there or I can fly her here. Yeah. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in general,
the shame of money is you'll see guys with a ton of money and they've got some young girl who's hot but kind of retarded, and you're like, man, you kind of gave it away too easy to this girl. Like you could be doing that. You could be doing that regularly. Like you could be, she's got you as a pet now. That she's parading around her friends like, look at this kill that I've got. There's a better way than what you're doing, and this is going to end in a mess for you. But anyway, what were you going to say?
Guys with money need to even be more careful, especially in the West. Like the shit that's happened to me and stuff. And and I know loads of guys with money who struggle with girls, and they just get taken advantage of and getting ripped off and all this crap. Yeah. So it doesn't help. You've got to be careful with it, but it does give you some spontaneity advantage. But besides that, girls are really just interested in girls just want to be interested. Girls just want to have fun. If you're interesting enough, you're going to be fine with or without money. But one of my tricks I do with money, I do this all the time. So when I was last in London, I had 3 girls to see, and I only had one night to do it. So I thought they all used to work for me. See, I've kind of got this thing where if I can fuck them every once in a while just to keep them that little bit heartbroken, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the best.
I want them to, if they move on, they might be happy. But if I appear and disappear from their life, they're always a little bit, oh, Andrew left me.
This is the mindset that you need to have.
It kind of makes me happy.
You want to do this?
So I had 3 exes in London, and I'm in London for one night. So I was like, how am I going to do this? So I booked 3 different hotels. I booked one at 6 o'clock, one at 10 o'clock, and then I told the other one I had to work late and I'd get her 11:30. Oh, anyway, I overran. Shit's getting out of control. Bang, bang, bang. So
he's like Kermit backstage at the Muppet Show, trying to keep everything on schedule. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. And so I've got 2 tricks I use. One is I have really generic videos on my phone of me in a car parking lot, just me in my car, looking at the phone, and it's like a car parking lot, and it doesn't make any sense. I've got those on my phone. Hear me out. The other trick is a pile of money. So what I do is the first girl I fucked, she's in the hotel. She thinks I'm spending the night with her. Oh, I got to go to work. Okay, so I leave. Second girl will do the same thing. I'll go to work. Second girl starts going crazy. You always do this. You never come back. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to come back, so I'm going to the third girl. So I go to the third girl. When I wake up to go piss at 3:30 a.m., I upload this video of me in a car park in the dark at 3:33 a.m. It doesn't make any sense. And they're like, okay, that's weird. It's because they check your stories and shit. So I upload that, I go piss, I go back to sleep. Yeah. So next morning I finish with the girl, and I go back to the other 2 girls to get rid of them. And obviously I walk in, they're going crazy. Oh, you left me, you always do this, you just came on my face and walked out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, I was working.
Fool me 12 times.
Fool me 12. I was like, I was working. And they're like, yeah, I saw in your story, what were you doing anyway? And then here's the way to shut women up forever. Okay. What I do is I reach into my pocket. This is James Bond. I reach in my pocket. I pull out, let's say, 20 grand. I throw it on the bed, and I say, count that, I'm taking a shower. And then I go take a shower, and I come out, and they've got it all in piles. They've counted it all out. And between the video on the Instagram and the pile of money, they've assumed you've done some big mafia crazy scary thing, and they shut up. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I just worry about you. It's 21,000. It's all right, bitch. Thanks. Bang.
So you can do that.
Be fucking other girls. It's kind of that's a move that helps to have money.
You can do that as a regular guy. You just load all your action figures in a bag and throw them on the bed and say, sort these out. Yeah. Sort these by year. I'm gonna go take a shower. Sort these by eBay price.
You see that? That's an unopened lightsaber, bitch. What do you think of
that? Man, Andrew, I really love talking to you. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite? What's your best? I mean, I got a couple more questions for you. What's your best, most debauched night of sexual deviancy? What is your favorite hedonistic night that you've ever lived? You've seen the top of the mountain. I'm sure you've got stories that will turn our dicks inside out, but what was your favorite one?
So at the peak of my webcam business, I got to the point where I would only be having sex to reward the girls who made me most money. Because what happened was the girls are working not for money, they're working to please me, right? Because they love me, so they're working for attention. But I have too many girls. So if you only have half an hour per day per girl to spend time with the girl,
it's like a word problem.
Was this on the SATs for scumbags? Is that?
Andrew runs trains on 3.
So how do you focus as much attention as possible into half an hour?
Yeah.
You fuck them.
Yeah.
So it got to the point, like some days I'd legit wake up and I had to fuck like 8 girls in a row.
Talk about going to work.
Pleasant. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to brag at all, because I'm telling you, it's genuinely not pleasant. It's genuinely like, oh man, like you don't want to. You kind of got, because if you fuck one but not the others, the one who gets fucked is going to tell them all. Oh yeah, he didn't fuck you. He fucked me.
No, you have
so it's
to.
Like, you got to kind of fuck them all.
Yeah, and if one comes, you're in big trouble, and the other. Do you? You're a chess guy as a kid. Do you find that having more to do in sex it makes it a significantly different experience and like easier somehow? I don't know how to phrase it, but having more to do at the same time.
Yeah. So the thing is with the cam company is it's changed my view on sex massively, because everyone has like this dream of threesomes. I fucking hate having sex with more than one girl at a time. It's a fuck. There's legs everywhere. It's a pain in the ass. Like, it's more work for me. Back and forth. It's just work.
Too many comforters.
The idea of a threesome or a foursome is not appealing to me anymore.
Too many comforters.
It's just work.
Yeah.
So like to answer your question, what my night of debauchery is, my whole perspective of sex has changed. So there's been times I've had 6 girls in my hotel room, and they're all beautiful. And I'd walk in, and because I'd go out and get drunk or something, I'd walk in, and if I'm drunk, then my real fantasy comes out. My real fantasy is not fuck any of them, because I'm tired. That's my fantasy. So I'll just walk in and say, none of you fucking even try.
That's
none
hilarious.
Of you even work. You're always fighting with each other. I'm tired of this shit. You know what? Fucking, you lick her pussy and you lick her pussy. I'm going to fucking sleep.
Going to bed.
just get them all naked and put them in bed.
Snort the Adderall and go to bed.
That's funny.
Yeah. I hear you. I just want to eat this. I just want to eat this cheeseburger in peace. Leave me the fuck alone. I just want to watch an episode of House. All right?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. You got plenty of toys. Go for it. I'm watching House.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Did you have? I heard this from somewhere. Is this true? Did you have Jordan Peterson's daughter living with you?
Okay. So.
Okay. I heard that from somewhere. I didn't know.
She wasn't living with me. She came to visit me in Romania.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you know what's happening with him? Everyone was worried about him. I mean, everyone who listens to this show is.
I do know what's happening with him. So I don't want to say any more than what she said publicly. I think she's already said this publicly. Okay. So he started taking an anti-anxiety drug when his wife got ill, and then he's really struggling to come off the drug. He's become addicted to the drug. It's fucking with his head. Yeah. And I was kind of saying to Michaela, because she came out to visit me, and we don't have to tell the story of what happened there. Everyone can come to their own conclusions. But I was kind of like,
cheeseburgers.
No.
Yeah. They watched House together.
I say, I'm a fan of your father's, and he's a good guy, but you're preaching mental toughness, and then you're taking a drug to change your mind when things get hard in life. And I'm super against that as an individual. I'm super against like antidepressants and things. I know some people say they help them and they work. Maybe they do. But the idea of taking a pill that changes the way my mind works is scary to me.
Me too.
And I think it's always better to have your own mind as it is before you start taking fucking pills.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to Peterson now. He can't come off these pills, and he's a complete mess. He's suicidal. He's all completely fucked up. So it's like, but I don't know why he started taking them in the first place. Like, just, life gets hard and bad things happen, but you just have to have that kind of frame where you deal with it, and it is what it is,
Yeah, I had that opinion too. Like, yeah, man. I feel bad that you're addicted to these things, but you've been telling people how to change their lives, and it's kind of fucked that this is like. That's a little bit fucked that you've done that.
Because he has an education. He has an education in how you should deal with things in a healthy manner, and he should have the tools. And I'm not in his head
telling people.
I'm not in his head.
This is my point. Yeah, he's a hypocrite now. This is the thing, and this is what I was saying to her, and she was like, "Oh, but he's really struggling." And me and her had a semi-argument, because my point was, listen, there is no person alive, you, me, anyone else, who's going to enjoy a life without any kind of hardship. Everyone we love is going to die, or we're going to die first. Like, welcome to the real world. And the reality of the human condition is that we're not designed to be permanently happy. I think this is one of the biggest problems with the world nowadays, is that everyone has this idea that they should be happy all the time.
I fucking think so too. Yeah, and it's the high you get when you fucking destroy something. Like in the internet line of work, when you make a fool of someone on the internet for the whole internet to see, that is the high that I call happiness, and life is spent in the valleys in between. Well, or trying to monetize the last one. But there always know feeling like it, and I do not wait for it or want it.
You realize
I mute it with liquor and drugs, but that's what I need.
As you get older, you do realize that happiness comes in, nobody walks around just happy all the time. There's stress. There's all kinds of
people
shit.
do.
Some people, it comes in little bits. It comes in, and you just hope that you have the presence of mind to enjoy it when it's there.
Yeah, or not sabotage it.
And acknowledge it or not sabotage it, right.
Exactly. There's no light without dark. There's no joy without pain. That's
We're trying to make it permanent.
You can't be happy all the time, or happy doesn't mean anything. So when people message me and go, "Oh, I'm not happy," I say, "Well, who the fuck said you should be happy anyway?
Yeah,
you're a dickhead. You're a dickhead. I wouldn't be happy either if I was you. Like, what's it got to do with anything? This whole idea that you should be permanently happy is false, and that's why people end up on these drugs because they I don't understand why I'm not happy because you're not supposed to be happy all of the time. Welcome to the real world. You're a human. It's perfectly fine to get pissed off, but you should just deal with it as an adult. And that's really a big Western thing. Like out here in Eastern Europe and stuff, no one takes that crap. Like the whole idea of it is just, it doesn't exist at all. And when you try and explain how many people in the West are medicating themselves for basically no reason, they don't believe you. They're like, what? Why? Well, unhappy. Why? Because of their job? Well, everyone has stress at work. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's just a different mindset. So yeah, and he's now a horror story of it because, like you said, he's supposed to have all the tools. And he started taking them, and now he's trying to slit his own wrists. So crazy.
What was he taking?
Benzos?
I can't remember the name of the drug. It was some anti-anxiety drug.
I don't really know anti-anxiety drugs.
And this is another thing I was talking to Michaela about because she was telling me about all these other she was very, very specific with her conditions, like anxiety and this kind of disorder and that kind of anxiety disorder. And she was very, very specific. And I was telling her a story. So because her and her father have analyzed the mind so much, they think they understand it to such a point. And it reminded me of a story. When I was a fighter, the other guy at the gym who was as good as me, he went to university to study osteopathy or something. And when he started learning a lot more about the human body, every time he'd get hurt, he'd start saying, I've damaged, he'd be very specific with what he's damaged and all this shit. And I was like, bro, the old you would just get on with it. You get hurt and you just fight.
You can get bogged down.
Now you know what it is, and you're being very specific about it, and now you're like adjusting your training to not hurt this tendon. And it's like the more you analyze it, the bigger of a pussy you become. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
It's like giving the pain a personality. It's like giving your hardships, it's like creating a monster out of something that was, just part of life.
Well, and people...
giving it a personality.
Everybody's got a little hypochondriac in them, too. Yeah. So if you start getting real specific with things, then it opens a door to you kind of almost your brain's manifesting those things, and you do feel like shit.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I understand.
And that's my point, because she was so specific with her father and his condition. They were so specific. I was like, look, the way you're even talking about this, you're making it worse. Like my mental conditions are: I feel good, I feel bad. Like, you don't need to dig into the bad for 20 years. Like, well, who gives a shit? You're happy or you're not.
It's like
it
this.
Is what it is. And I think they made it worse for themselves by going down that route. And now he's a complete mess and they completely fucked it up. And it is what it is. But I tried to have a little bit of sympathy, but she was very unhappy with my point of view on it all. But I just tried to explain to her, look, it's sitting there and self-analyzing, and he took a very specific drug because of this very specific type of anxiety, blah, 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 and look at the message in. So
it's like this idea that if you name the demon, it's this old idea that people have. I think it's like Catholic. Like if you name the demon, it's to control them. Right? Like this idea that people, I think this is either an old early Catholic thing or a Coptic thing where we must name this demon to, maybe it's a Hebrew thing, and then you control him. It's like naming these problems.
Probably.
That people have.
Those people are all about control, aren't they, Dick?
This compulsion we have to name the fears that we have with something concrete in order to control them. It just becomes an obsession with people.
Well, on my first ever Twitter account, the first time I ever went truly viral, because I'm on my 9th account now because I've been banned so many times, but on my first ever one, Cobra Tate, where I was verified, I said depression wasn't real, and it went fucking nuts. You can
people
Google
hate that.
Yeah,
you can Google Cobra Tate depression isn't real, and it's still all over the internet. And all the A-listers came after me. Everyone from Game of Thrones came after me. All like Captain America called me a dickhead. Everyone came after me. But my point was misunderstood. My point was very simple. Feeling depressed is real. Yeah. Being depressed is real. But the idea that depression, this disease that strikes from the sky, no matter how perfect your life is, and it gets in your brain no matter what and will destroy you, I don't believe in it. And when everyone got very offended by that, and I said, look, just very similar to what you said about naming. I said, if you don't believe in ghosts, you can't be haunted by a ghost. If I go to a haunted house and there's a bump in the night, I'm going to think it's wind and I'm going to go back to sleep. If I believe in ghosts, I'm going to be running around the house scared, getting exorcist, looking for a ghost, panicking. But if you don't believe in ghosts, the bump in the night doesn't mean anything. And that was my point. Because I don't believe in clinical depression, when I'm sad, it never crosses my mind for a second I won't get better. Because I don't believe in it.
It's also offensive. It's offensive that people would try to affect your coping mechanisms for depression with their own, like, they cannot let your mechanism for dealing with mental health exist because it interferes with theirs. That to me, that is the like, if you say depression is not really, like, yes it is, it's like, motherfucker, maybe he's saying that because that's how he deals with life. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that doesn't, right. Why does that you can go, oh, well, I don't care what he says. Like, he's not somebody I would listen to on that. Just let it be. Like, why does it threaten you so much?
Yeah.
And this is the interesting thing about it, because and this is where it came, because my inbox blew up. I had like 30,000 DMs and what happened was, the reason people defend depression so vigorously is because it's their shield for their failure. I'm fat and lonely because I'm depressed. Yeah. And I say, no, you're depressed because you're fat and lonely.
Well, look, here's the thing. Everybody has, you know there's a problem, everybody's got a responsibility to themselves like, there are no adult victims in that way. Yeah. Like, whatever you need to do.
Except for the ones that we've tricked to fall in love with us.
Right.
Those are all victims.
You need to, however your childhood was, whatever, it's your responsibility to figure that stuff out. Yeah. In whatever, way that you need to do that. But it's not, you can't use that as a shield forever.
Yeah. And this is the exact thing, because I offended the world, but I was actually trying to help people in my own way. Because when I was getting these DMs from people and they're saying, no, depression is real, I'm depressed, and they were trying very hard to convince me, I would just reply and say, why would I adopt the thinking of someone who's so miserable? Like, why are you trying to make me think like you? You seem literally miserable.
Good question.
And I'm happy. Like, well, why am I going to take your mental model on the world? Like, if depression is really this big evil disease, then maybe you should just try for 2 days. Just try my method. What do you have to lose? Just accept that, you're going to have to get up and just pretend it ain't there and get on with life. Just try that, as opposed to popping pills and sitting in your room listening to fucking suicide music. Just try it. But they wouldn't try it. And the reason a lot of people won't is because it's their identity, isn't it? It's their identity. I'm depressed. It's their identity. So.
I mean, Waterboy.
Yeah, some people do that. They hang on to or like, this makes me. I mean, even artists and stuff like that will do. It makes me deep. It makes me. They
pain has a purpose. All pain has a purpose.
Yeah. It can. You can definitely fall into that.
Yeah. Look, man. I don't want to get too far into depression because I like thinking about you fucking 6 hot chicks at the same time.
That's depressing me.
Is it?
It's depressing me.
I think I still think in my mind, when I get to be his age, I could enjoy that. But I'm what, 6, 7 years older than Andrew now? Yeah. I still have that thing like, that's a big cool celebrity. When I get to be his age, I'll be that. So it was like, motherfucker, you're going to be saying that when you're 80.
Yeah.
Man, Romania has such fucking hot chicks too. Is it really like that over there?
Yeah, so all of Eastern Europe, it's not just Romania, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine, Poland, all of these countries. Women prioritize their looks above all else. And I don't even think it's a genetic thing so much, because people say, oh, they're genetically. I don't think it's that. I think if a girl has nice long hair, she wears high heels, she goes to the gym, she has a perfect manicure, and she's done a full face of makeup. I mean, how ugly can you be?
No.
You know what I mean? Like if you got fake tits, you're slim, you got heels on, you got a dress on, you got manicure, you got nice long blonde hair and a pair of sunglasses.
It's put together.
Every girl's hot.
Yeah.
But when I go to the West, I realize girls don't try. They don't try at all. They don't have manicures. They don't think that being pretty is as important as having a fucking opinion, which we don't care about. and it's true. And they think, oh, I don't need to be that pretty because I've got a degree in gender studies. No one cares. We're uninterested in their shit. And over here, they just understand my value as a woman comes from my beauty, and they try very, very hard to look beautiful. Whereas in the West, women don't think that way so much anymore. And that's all it is. It's just an effort thing. Here, they make effort, and in the West, they really don't in comparison. That's the difference. So if you walk through a shopping mall here, every girl will be in heels.
It was when I went to Israel. It was uncomparable to what it is in LA.
Yeah,
they were so beautiful and slim and put together.
This is LA we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I mean, LA is
just a crapshoot. Like you go to the wrong. I mean, it's varying levels of slop.
Yeah.
All over the city. All right, man. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I really appreciate you calling in. If you're ever in LA, please God, bring your harem into the studio. That would be absolutely incredible.
I'll see what I can do. I can bring a couple for sure. And I'm going to be in LA at the end of the year, so I'll see.
Oh shit! I will stalk you and hit you up like one of these women that loves you. I do want to know when you take a piss, do you put your dick over your waistband or do you put it through your fly? That's something I ask everybody.
I put it over my waistband.
God damn it! All right, that makes me the bitch on that one. And what makes you a rage in your just personally, any petty problem that you have? What's just something annoying that makes you a rage?
Yeah, that's a good question. I try and I'm kind of zen nowadays, man. I'm trying not to get too annoyed at the world. You know, I try and live at the same state of semi-annoyance and not let it get too much out of control. I'm pretty happy. I'm a pretty happy, balanced individual.
It's hard to do that when you get all the noise fucking everywhere, media, all this kind of stuff.
You get a lot of media attention.
Just whip you up into reading the media.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
And that's what its goal is. But I kind of really do believe, in so many ways I've given up on the world, and I mean that in a positive way. Like I've given up. Like I'm not. If you really think that Trump is a racist, fine. I've kind of given up on it because I'm pro-Trump and I have all these opinions that upset people, but I've realized that they're not going to listen.
No,
so it kind of is what it is, and it's just like I'm like, cool,
I get that.
Whatever.
Yeah, put the wall up. You just gave every family in America $64,000 of new debt. Like, who gives a fuck at this point?
I kind of look at it the same way. It's like, what can I fucking do? Let me just live my life.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you only concern yourself with things you can directly control, you stop caring about politics instantly because it's complete garbage. I mean, it's a complete waste of time.
Yeah, you can't control everything.
I don't care about anything. Like climate change, I don't give a fuck because I can't fix it. If I stop driving cars by myself, it ain't going to change a thing. So I'm going to drive my cars and I don't care. If everyone dies, everyone dies. It's just like whatever. I know. And I'm like that about 99% of stuff.
You use less carbon to fuck the same bitches in the same place. That's what I'm doing to stop climate change.
He's an environmentalist.
He's an environmentalist. You fuck them together at the same spot. Then you got to drive around town.
I like that. In fact, I'm going to Stockholm in a few days. I'm going to try and find Greta for my YouTube channel. I'm sure I won't find her, but I'm going to try.
Oh, God. This could go badly.
Yeah, I'm going to Stockholm. And if I find her, I promise that's what I'm going to tell her. I'm going to let her know.
She's old enough to know the realities of the world.
I'll offer her a spin. I'll offer her a chance with the harem. I mean, she ain't really up to standard, but that'd be a good one to have on the list.
You're going to get some emails.
Yeah, well, people are going to love that one. Find that little sex doll of her if you can't find her.
Oh, God.
Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Whoa. There's a Greta sex doll?
Yeah. Somebody in, I think it was either Japan or Australia made a look-alike sex doll of Greta Thunberg's. Because they've got a thriving doll brothel industry in both of those places.
Don't you love the world? Don't you love how fucked up the world is?
Yes. More and more every day.
That's why you got to laugh.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Well, thank you a lot for calling in, man.
Thanks, brother.
I wish you the best. Have a good one. Keep on pissing people off. Keep on having fun. All right, see ya.
Cheers.
Cobra Tate. CobraTate.com.
What a character. He's a really likable guy.
Yeah, he is.
Obviously, I disagree strongly with it, but it's what am I going to do? Jump in and...
Well, what do you have to say now that he's off? You talking shit about him?
No, because we're gonna be fighting about
the
COVID,
depression
be fighting
thing?
about. I understand his point, but I would guess. I think most people have never seen real depression, like real depression. But
they're not talking about that. We're not talking about real depression. You understand?
He's talking about clinical depression.
Well, okay. Keep going. Say your thing then.
I was going to say people like that, they don't even look human.
Okay.
I don't know how else to say it. But like it doesn't, I just take that for what it is. Oh, he's a funny guy, like box, all that kind of stuff. Okay, he doesn't know about that.
It's possible he meant people who are hitting him up on Twitter saying, I'm 700 pounds and I'm depressed.
Correct. And
probably he's talking about that.
Yes, I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with a lot of that.
Presenting